Hey guys, down here with another or a new package. Yeah, this is a piece of hardware that I've been umming and ahhing about for a few years, and obviously I've finally taken the dive. This was, maybe I'll get into the history of it after we've seen what it is. So let's have a look. Drop over the front. Unfortunately, it spoils itself on the look of it, because yeah. Let's have a look. This came with a few games, which I'm quite pleased with. Normally when I buy stuff, I go for the cheapest one, and as such you don't get games. This was the cheapest one, and it came with a bunch of games. So, empty box. Yeah, so, bear with me. Okay, so I've just given all these packages the snip, which means they can no longer produce off-screen, and they're easy to get into. So, let's start with this one. Pretty obvious what they are. This is Batman Begins to the Game Boy Advance. This is the only game I don't care for particularly out of the ones that are in here. Oops, I've never actually played it. I just assume it's junk. Perhaps wrongly. We'll see. I think these are all going to be complete. Yep, that's a weird looking card. It spends more space with the copyright information than it does the name of the game, which is pretty weird. It does come with a manual. Get it out. It's actually in pretty good shape, so yeah, it's pretty cool. This doesn't look too bad, so I just want to beat 'em up, can't go wrong with that really, on the Game Boy Advance, so yeah, that begins. So obviously you know at the very least that the console is a variation of the Game Boy Advance. But which one? Here we've got, I'm quite impressed the guy bought these actually. Donkey Kong, you remember these NES classics they released? Now I remember when these came out, you know, your mind changes about the way of how you feel about things as you get older, I think. They released these NES classics for like, I don't know, 20 quid or whatever it was. And you just thought, what a rip-off. What an absolute rip-off, and that's all it was. Especially bad, because one of the ones I would have wanted was Metroid. And when Metroid Zero Mission came out, which came out before these did, Metroid Zero Mission came out for the Game Boy Advance. When you completed it, you unlocked the original Metroid. So you could buy that game and get it, and then Nintendo went and released it on this as well. So I mean, that just seemed like such a con. It's like if you really want to play the original Metroid, just buy Zero Mission because it's absolutely amazing. As luck would have it, for Nintendo nowadays, you can't pick up Zero Mission for anything less than about 15 to 20 quid. So I imagine you might, kind of think of it, you probably can't pick up the NES Classic Edition for much less either. So who knows? But anyway, this is Donkey Kong. It comes with nice little poster. Oh, isn't scratched off the VIP points. But there you go, there's like the range. So you had the original Mario, which we've just seen. Original Mario, Donkey Kong, Ice Climber, I don't really know what that is. Excite Bike is a great game. It shows you there the sort of NES style Game Boy Advance SP they released. The original Zelda, Pac-Man, a strange one. What's that? Xevious, however you pronounce that. And the original Bomberman, look at that artwork. Oy. But yeah, that's something cool. I like things like that, as you know. If you've probably seen my posters, I've got a load of those up on the wall already from the GameCube and what have you. So yeah, that's Donkey Kong. That's two. Oh, here's an interesting one actually. I used to like these when I played the Game Boy Advance back in the day. X vs 7, there are actually two of these games. They're basically first-person shooters for the Game Boy Advance, and as you can see by the good review there, they played quite well. So let's try and pull that one out. Again, complete with manual. Really cool. Anything else in there? Just the cart. So that's X vs 7. That's the American one as well. That's kind of cool. It's got the teen logo on there. Yeah, like I say, it's just a first-person shooter for the Game Boy Advance. And oddly enough, there were quite a few pretty decent ones, including Doom, which you might have seen in one of my recent videos. I can't remember what made this one decent. I think it just ran at a high frame rate and had some cool weapons, but there's some footage on the screen for you to sort of gather the gist of it. But yeah, it's just a really solid first-person shooter for the Game Boy Advance, which is not something you'd expect. And I kind of gave this one away a minute ago, and that is Super Mario Bros. Again, another NES classic. Now I imagine that these NES classics have got to be worth more than the other games, but I'll have to look at that on eBay. This whole lot, by the way, cost me £26, and that's with the console that comes with it, which was a steal because elsewhere it's a lot dearer. So let's have a look. Oh wow, some more goodies here. Another one of those cards for 250 points, which I bet isn't scratched off either. Nope, 4 points for me. Advertising the same game, so I imagine they only produced those, which is fair enough. Worth me getting them all now since I've got 2. And yeah, Mario Brothers. As you see, the cartridge is slightly different colour. I don't think I need to talk about that game ever because we all know what it is. It's completely brilliant. Yeah, so another copy of Super Mario Brothers. This time for Game Boy Advance. Well, they're just literally pixel perfect ports. But again, at the time, I wasn't too impressed with that because the Game Boy Advance seemed a lot more powerful than a NES. It was about equal power to a SNES almost, so it seemed strange that they'd do that. But at the same time, can't go wrong with another version of Super Mario Bros. So, final game, and this one I'm absolutely chuffed with because I would have bought this anyway. Street Fighter Alpha 3. Obviously, again, Game Boy Advance. Now, up until they released the Street Fighter Alpha 3 for the PSP, this was the best portable version you could get, and it really is a solid version. It really is. I mean, even the sprites look really good. So let's have a look. I hope I've got the manual on this one. Oh, there it is. Wrong again. So yeah, is it in colour? Oh wow, first colour manual out of this bunch. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. There's some character art in there. I'm a big fan of the Alpha series. You might remember I put up a video a few months ago demonstrating the differences between the SNES version and the sort of PS2 arcade perfect port of Alpha 2. And I like Alpha 3 as well. In fact, I like the whole series. It's more like almost a more relaxed Street Fighter because it's easier to do combos. If you're new to the series, you can get away with button bashing a bit more. But at the same time, if you put in the effort, you'll rip apart anyone who is bashing buttons. Because it's just typical Street Fighter. It's got that amazing learning curve. So yeah, there's that car. It's another American one, which is always cool. So there we go, 5 new games for the Game Boy Advance. And all those are just bonuses really, because this console on its own was not. You couldn't find it cheaper than what I got it for with all the games, just put it that way.
Dan W. 5, 4, 7.